Hi everyone, this is a video just to introduce you to the BBC microbit. Now this unit of work we'd normally be doing in school with microbits in our hands, but we don't have them obviously, but we're still going to do the coding, and I'm going to talk to you through how you can do that in subsequent videos. But first off, I want to talk to you about the microbit. So this is a BBC microbit here. It's what they look like. They were given out to school students a number of years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, by the BBC, and they were there just to teach students how to code and in a fun way. So this is what a board looks like. It's about the size of a credit card. It's a bit smaller, fits in your hand, would fit in your pocket. I'm going to talk through the front of the board, the back of the board, and then just explain what it can do briefly. So here we have surface mount LEDs. So these are small LEDs, lights that light up. They'll light up red. They're in a nice little array here. So with the grid formation means that you can actually program it to make it look like different shapes, numbers, text, and you can have text scrolling across the screen there. You have buttons, 2 buttons, an A button, a B button, and you can program those and decide what you want them to do. So they might interact with the board, they might make the lights move in different directions for a game, or you might get it to turn something on, turn something off, start recording, stop recording, and so on. On here you have little connectors where you can connect devices to your board. You can plug those wires onto there, and then you can actually take sensors off and sensors on here. We can have input and output devices. Such like moisture sensors, temperature sensors, and other things and other switches that you can put onto there to interact with your board. Now on the back of the board, this is what it looks like. Up here you have our Bluetooth antennae. That's a little bit of wire that's bent around there that works like an aerial, and that can pick up Bluetooth and send Bluetooth signals, which means that these can communicate with each other. They can communicate with your phones, they can communicate with iPads, for example, and you can code from your iPad and put it onto here, or you can get it to interact with an iPad in different ways. This is the processor. This does all the thinking on the board. This does all the work to make the actual microbit do its calculations. This is where your programs will run. This is a compass, so it's got a built-in compass, just much like you will have on your phone, so it can tell you which direction the phone's pointing. So that's what you use when you use map apps on your phones. That's an accelerometer. That determines how fast it's moving in different directions. And if you've got any games where you tilt your phone and things move around, that uses your accelerometer. And we can do the same on here, so it can tell you whether it's tilted in different directions. And if it's moving and if it's accelerating. So it's good if you're doing things that track movement. So you could write a program, and you put this in your pocket, and you can go run around. It can tell you all about the data that's happened from the accelerometer. This is where you plug it into the computer. That's a USB socket there, and you need to plug it into the computer to code it, unless you connect it by Bluetooth to an app. That's a reset button that just clears everything on the board, and that's where you put your battery power. So it needs battery power to run unless it's connected to the computer there. And that's it. So that's your BBC microbit. When you get it, it comes with a battery pack here. So in there's 2 AA or AAA batteries in that one. And here's a USB connector that plugs into the back of your computer, or the front of your computer, and it also plugs into here. And that's the connector for the power supply. Okay, well, that's the board. And the next video I'm going to talk